Okay, so I hear Vancouver is looking to invest in Bitcoin. Mayor Ken Sim this Wednesday asked Vancouver City Council to approve exploring options to integrate Bitcoin into the city of Vancouver's financial strategies. I know, you're going, but not with my tax dollars. But hear me out. If they are going to do it, here are three guaranteed ways Vancouver can make money in Bitcoin. This is, of course, not financial advice, so do your own research, okay? But let's get started. At number one, guaranteed way to make money in Bitcoin: buy high, sell low. Like everybody knows this is the best way to make money in Bitcoin. The market is at all-time highs right now. Now is the time to do a full send, buy a whole bunch of Bitcoin with public funds. One Bitcoin is at 144,000 Canadian dollars at the moment. Just go all in. When it crashes in a year to $22,000, which is where it was 2 years ago, sell everything. It is really a no-brainer. I think I figured it out. Bitcoin is literally better than gold. It is so liquid you can sell it anytime you want. Guaranteed money maker. At number two, Vancouver needs a basket approach. So fair warning, this tip is for losers. Normally, you would just put all your money in Shiba Inu. That's another cryptocurrency for all of you who are not experienced in this like I am. But because this is public funds we're talking about here, you've got to be safe with public money after all, right? I would full send into a basket of meme coins. I, of course, would never do this. Safety is for wimps, and I am not a wimp. Also, Bitcoin is already so high, like it's at 144,000. There's maybe not as much upside, but I mean, there's forecasts saying it will probably reach like 200K by 2030. But you kind of cap your upside with Bitcoin. So you need to discover the next Bitcoin. Maybe that's the Hoktua coin. Think about it. At number three, hype the shit out of that Bitcoin. That's a guaranteed money maker here. Everybody is a genius in a bull market, and we are in a bull market right now. The stock market is up, but not as much as Bitcoin. The S&P 500, the index of the top 500 companies in the US, has almost doubled in the last 2 years. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is up 4x approximately in that same period of time. Bitcoin has actually torn it up in the last 2 years. But that's because it tore it all down in the 2 years before 2022. So right now you see a lot of crypto bros flaunting their millions. Test the time. There's a lot of enthusiasm. Bitcoin is speculated to reach $200,000 by 2030. And those are even conservative estimates. You might ask me what the value of Bitcoin is based off of. The real answer is speculation. If anyone tells you any different, that person is a liar. It is based off of speculation of wider adoption. Donald Trump's government will likely look into holding a strategic reserve, the same as what the city of Vancouver is looking to do as well. So in a sense, we're closer to wider adoption than we were 10 years ago. However, with governments getting involved and crypto bros hyping Bitcoin to oblivion, it is starting to feel to me like a rug pull. Now, if you don't know what a rug pull is essentially when a person with interest in something hypes it so you buy in. So they tell you it is the best thing since sliced bread. You buy in because you can't ignore a good sliced bread, right? And then they leave the table while you're holding a moldy bread that has been sitting out for 7 days. So it makes me uncomfortable, very uncomfortable, that the government is now looking to invest in crypto because they have the power to manipulate the market. So think about how the S&P 500, for example, shifts off of government policy or elections, for example. So I don't think that favors the individual investor. Where was I going? Sorry, my bad. This was meant to be a parody video. I didn't actually mean to get serious on you guys. I do hold a small position, full disclosure. I do hold a small position in Bitcoin myself. Bitcoin could be a great investment. If you look at its cosmic rise in the last decade, like who wouldn't believe that? It could be a great investment. But there are genuine dangers to government holding a consequential hoard of Bitcoin. So as at this moment, there is no internationally coordinated regulation on Bitcoin. The absence of regulation increases the risk of scams and even fraud targeting the government. And beyond that, just think about how the government might secure their Bitcoin hoard. With gold, you can have a safe or maybe a strong room with very limited access, something physical you can guard 24/7. Bitcoin is all digital, so it poses a different problem: hackers, right? There have been some high profile hacks in the crypto space historically. The biggest cryptocurrency hack ever recorded is the Ronin network hack in March of 2022. Hackers stole approximately $620 million worth of cryptocurrency. Now, this included 173,000, roughly 173,000 Ethereum, and 25 million USDC. Now imagine the government buys some Bitcoin with your tax dollars and it gets hacked. I mean, it's not like the government ever gets hacked, right? When does that ever happen? Wrong. The RCMP, Global Affairs Canada, and even the Canada Revenue Agency have all been hacked in the last 4 years. So that's one point. But let's assume the government is able to secure their Bitcoin and hackers don't steal the whole lot. One of the safest ways to secure your Bitcoin is with the hardware wallet. Hardware wallets are offline, so it's harder to hack that way. But they also typically have additional security like passphrases. Well, nothing could go wrong there, right? But let me share a fun fact with you. Did you know that about 20% of the 18.5 million Bitcoin in existence is just lost or trapped in inaccessible wallets? Now, that is currently worth $140 billion. So there's this German programmer, Stefan Thomas, I think is his name, who forgot the password to his encrypted USB drive. And in that USB drive, he had about 7,000 Bitcoin. So that's around 700 million US dollars these days. He only has 2 attempts left before that USB locks forever. And that's not even the biggest crypto loss in history. So let that sink in. I want to be clear. Bitcoin can be a great investment for individuals looking to diversify. And I bet that is what the city of Vancouver is looking to do. While that is a romantic idea, Vancouver's budget deficit in 2024 is $43 million. At the same time, your taxes are going up. For example, did you know that starting January 1st, moviegoers will pay a 5% admissions tax on movie tickets? That's 75 cents on a $15 ticket in Vancouver. They're also increasing property tax by 1%. That is, if you can even afford a house in Vancouver. My point is, it is not like Vancouver has this tremendous surplus and we're going, whatever would I do with all this money, right? Any investment they make needs to be liquid. And the volatility of Bitcoin doesn't really allow that. So what do you guys think? Should the city of Vancouver really buy some Bitcoin? And what are the risks you see with the government investing in Bitcoin? Speaking of investing, I hear Newfoundland and Labrador just came into some money. They just settled their long-running dispute with Quebec over the Churchill Falls hydroelectricity plant. So apparently they were getting shafted pretty badly on the old deal they had with Quebec, but they got a new deal now. So there's a brilliant idea unfolding here in my head. So apparently the Newfies, people from Newfoundland, are making plans to pay off government debt with this new surplus of theirs. They're making plans to pay off government debt and are even planning for the future. Yeah, just like saving is for losers, guys. May I recommend some Hawk Tour coins? Maybe some Shiba Inu? No? Anybody? This is of course not financial advice, but y'all think about it. I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.